Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Snodacast. I am your host, DimondAssassin, aka Lewis, and joined by the lovely Leon.
Hey guys, how's it going? Small crew
Today's
today.
today's episode is going to be a short episode. We've been having some issues with people joining because I think Restream got an update, so there's gonna cause a lot of issues. But other than that, first topic of today, that 90 show is ending its hiatus and coming back with the part 2 of their show. Was kind of honestly not surprised that they're going to make it into a parts just so they can get more out of people watching it. So
I feel
part
like
2
Netflix does that a lot with a lot of their shows.
Yeah. Part 2 is announced to be this month on the 27th. And then part 3 is also announced for this year, October the 24th. So yeah, so not too far off. So I'm assuming they kind of finished filming in general for both part 2 and part 3. So the first episode from the article is basically having Leia, the daughter of both. God, I'm trying to remember his name. Fucking
Eric
escapes me.
and Donna.
Eric and Donna's daughter,
It's been a while
Leia.
since I watched that 70 show.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Learning how to drive. So that totally from the original episode, that totally went well with Eric. So I'm pretty sure it's the apple is not gonna fall much from the tree.
And
So
definitely probably some good callbacks from
some
that 70
shenanigans. So I'm excited. They are hinting at for more surprise cameos. I don't know who else you could bring that I'm trying to remember on the top of my head that could potentially show up.
There's so many characters.
I know they had the wrestlers. I know they had wrestlers in there. Some Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy wrestling The Rock. Him pretending to be his dad in the show, which was awesome. So, yeah.
I don't remember who's already cameoed in season 1. So,
I'm trying to remember. It was Kelso and
Jackie.
And Jackie.
Fez, I remember being in there.
You had Fez.
He owns a hair salon, which
it makes sense for
Fez.
his character.
Okay, the thing that doesn't make sense to me, and it kind of annoys me with it, because that 70 show ends with Jackie and Fez together as a couple.
Yeah, and they do kind of mention what happened because
Not really.
Well, you didn't remember in the show where, in this show that they kind of mentioned that they broke up, and then they got back together, and Kelso and both of them got back together.
Yeah, but that was a constant thing that they were doing, going back and forth, back and forth.
And I think they had, what was it? That's So 80s show, right?
Yeah, but that one was a completely one. It didn't work out.
Okay.
And 2, if I remember correctly, it was a completely different cast.
Okay, I thought it was the same cast.
No, it was a completely different cast.
Okay. But yeah, no, I think I wouldn't be surprised if they bring out some new wrestlers if they decide to have a wrestling episode again. And I
gotta bring Leo back because
Yep.
you can't have it not.
I mean, Leo has been there since.
As a Leo, without Leo.
So I think Leo's awesome and his character's awesome. I really hope that we see more of the original cast still, the ones that
Well,
are not
able to,
able to,
because
and that are not
one can't. One can't
the
because
one that's
of.
not canceled.
Hmm.
But
And that's all we're saying about that character.
yep,
If you
uh,
know, you know.
yeah. But what do you think out of their decision on like finally announcing that they're gonna be releasing it in 2 separate months, the part 1 and part 2?
I think it's about time because I was definitely a big fan of that 70s show, and when they first brought in that 90s show, I was like,
Mhm.
okay. Uh, and as I watched it, I'm like, yeah, this is definitely a good nod to the original, and plus
Mhm.
adding new characters with the same scenery and everything. I love the show. It's definitely a favorite classic for me.
I feel like that it was a rocky start in the beginning. I'm not gonna lie, because people were already having their expectations of like this is going to suck. But me personally, I enjoy it. It feels like watching the original cast all over again. I think they did a good job with the writing in itself. I know
It has the same humor. It
it's
definitely has the
it
same humor.
it's not going to be the exact same feeling as the original cast, because we all, you know, not just different humor, but I think just in general, generational wise, there are gonna slip in some newer jokes in from the newer generation, and I get that. And I think that's why a lot of people were kind of put off about it, and
Hmm.
also the failure of the other show, which was that So 80 show, um, and how that went real quickly, how that blew up in their face real quickly. So I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I think it's pretty awesome. I will say, if you want to give it a try, go for it. I think is a fantastic show so far. It has yet to disappoint me in any way. I'm treating it like a sequel, so I'm not trying to compare it too harshly onto the original cast, but there are a bunch of nods from the original show. So I do like that. I do think that they do a very good job in respecting what was that So 70 show and now is that So 90 show. Um, are you? I know we already talked about it, but are you going to see it? I am going to see it. But Liam, how do you feel? Are you
Oh
going to see
yeah,
it?
I'm definitely gonna watch it. Definitely 100% gonna watch it. I'd also can't wait to see what 90s tropes and fads that they use, because they didn't
Mm-hmm.
really, if I remember correctly, they didn't show a lot in the
No,
first part, but I would like to see some more hints to the actual 90s, whether it be
right.
clothing, TV shows that came out then, or whatever.
Or just stuff that happened that were like inside jokes
Yeah, definitely
about
inside
the
jokes.
90s that you can make.
As a
But
90s kid, I definitely want to see some of that stuff.
right. And from coming back from one nostalgic, franchise, that 90s show, to another, we have Ty at Ty's Gaming Corner with more information of Black Ops 6. Ty?
Hello, everybody. My name is TJJD, and welcome back to another episode of TGC. Today's topic is going to be about Black Ops 6, its release date, and also what this may mean for the future of Call of Duty. Now, to get into the first part of this topic, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It's set to be released later on this year, around October. Leaks have predicted that it may be coming out October the 25th, meaning we would be able to get our hands on this game after 4 years of a full cycle development, like they have said previously. Now, the worldwide release, as it says on Steam, says June 6th, but leaks suggest it's going to be a couple days later, towards June the 9th. And with all its controversies surrounding the game right now, with the aforementioned September 11th mission, I don't know what that means for the future of the game, especially in certain regions, or if there's going to be heavy censorships on this game to get that taken out, potentially in the United States, but knowing the player base there, they'll probably more than likely boycott for the mission to stay in it, in remembrance of those who fell during that time. Now, we all also know that Activision was bought out by Microsoft, and that they still have a deal going on to release several Call of Duty games for the PlayStation as well for the remainder of their deal. But the problem that's going to be arising is once it becomes an Xbox exclusive. Now, knowing Sony, they like to throw hissy fits, and they like to stop things in their tracks. So, a lot of people are suggesting, especially we at the podcast are suggesting, that potentially they might try to do a full buyout again for Activision to make it PlayStation only. But this whole back and forth thing is going to just hurt the reputation of both companies. Not only that, but it's also going to tear Activision apart. They're already being torn apart after the biggest controversy of gaming history, along with the lawsuits, and along with the terrible games they have been dropping since Black Ops 3. But I digress. Again, these are only speculations as of right now of what might happen with Activision and Microsoft and Sony. But we all know that Black Ops is a game that people have been waiting for a long, long time. And we don't know what to expect from this. So, keep your eyes peeled. June 6th or the 9th, worldwide reveal. And the release is going to be set in October around the 25th. This has been TJJD with another segment of TGC, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Ty, for another awesome episode of Ty's Gaming Corner. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna lie. I bought the other ones. I think I'm gonna pass on this next COD. I think I'm going to focus on other games that will come out soon. I won't be surprised if I at a certain point kind of start rotating from Call of Duty and from X-Defiant. I did get my hands on it. I did start playing it. I think it's cool. I should probably honestly make a short. I'm probably gonna make a short soon after this, somewhere around this time from this recording, about X-Defiant and my thoughts about it. But Leon, I know you're not too big of shooters.
It's not shooters in general, because I do like Halo. Halo is one of my favorites, but I could give two shits about Call of Duty. I really don't care.
Yeah.
It was never my thing. Yeah, I did like playing the zombie maps and doing that, but other than that, I did not care for the series. I still don't care.
Fair enough. I mean, let us know down in the comments what you think about the latest news of Black Ops 6, and just anything that we talk about in the comments down below. And coming back from one other, just a comeback, a callback to from one franchise of, just news, and from something that we talked about last episode. Leon, I heard that we have some news about the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament prizes.
Yeah. Okay, so as I talked about last week, as a quick summary, the banning of majority of third-party mats, sleeves, and all that stuff, especially when they're showing NSFW artworks.
Right.
And now, this has actually been going on for a while, but more and more people are talking about it, is people are fed up with the small pricing from the Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, and this is more of the championship series, so the
Right, like the big
smaller
leagues, the
one.
professional, yeah, like the bigger
Yeah.
professional
So
aspect.
with each series, this is including Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, Lorcana, Digimon, One Piece. They all have different tournaments that lead into each other, and
Right.
I'm more into Yu-Gi-Oh because that's
Yu-Gi-Oh.
my game,
Yep.
and they actually just had their YCS in Indianapolis last weekend, which the prize pool was honestly not great. It's a standard. Yes, you get the trophy, you get the prize card of another Skeletina. I don't remember the name off the top of my head,
hmm
but I think that's the right one. A premium messenger bag, a Nintendo Switch, invite to the next YCS or invitational, depending on where in the series you're going with,
hmm
and VIP status, along with a top cut game mat. The problem is the game mats are rubber mats; they're not cloth, and a lot of people are not liking the rubber mats. They prefer cloth mats.
Yep. Because it's a lot more nicer and a lot more cleaner,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to just mat aesthetic in general. I feel like the rubber mats make the cards stick even though you have sleeves on them. So, and I feel like they also get dirty easily too, since the rubber
Yeah.
mats. Do you know exactly the number of the prize pool for each different contests so far from the different types of ones that you talked about, whether that be Arcana, Pokemon, or
Pokemon and Magic do something a little different. They just do straight up cash for their championship series. Like
right, as you should in a professional tournament and stuff. But
yeah.
continue.
And like, don't worry, understand. Like, Takahashi said that he didn't want to do cash as a prize, which I get it. But
Fair
the
enough.
thing is, make your prize equal to what would be worth it in cash. Like,
Right.
for the Pokemon Championship Series, for example, they're what they call Masters Division. They have two different divisions for their Championship Series. You get 108 booster packs, which is roughly probably like 2.5 boxes.
That's fair enough.
Plus $10,000 cash.
That's where the scale tips.
Yeah. And Lorcana, they have a weird setup. Like, I don't understand Lorcana at all. I really don't. But they have they have two different sets of prizes, depending on if it's over 1,025 people or under 1,025 people. So they have, like, the top 64, they get a Stoned Art Cinderella prize card. That's for the top 64.
Okay.
The alternate artwork, a lot of it's alternate artworks, or what they call enchanted artworks. I guess it's just something how they do with the foiling.
I think it's just like in all the other cards, like well, for Pokemon specifically, the alternate art stuff. So
yeah, and they give out different cards. Like Rapunzel has a card, and the top 16 gets the Rapunzel playmat, which probably has the same artwork as the card.
Yeah.
And they qualify for the American or European championships, depending on where you are.
Yeah.
And then it just keeps going up from there. Now, I've looked into a couple of the pricing on some of the cards that you get for winning for Lorcana, and like literally some of these cards are going anywhere from $500 to roughly $1,000 or more.
Yes. And here's the reason why. I personally feel like it has to do with the fan base in a sense. Like, don't get me wrong, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic all have their fan bases, but they're not as like crazed, and not to mean an offense because I'm also a Disney fan, but not crazed enough to where like you would spend the amount of money that a lot of people who would spend on Disney products. So
like,
that's why it's
um,
not surprising when their cards are,
their
have
cards are
like
expensive.
are expensive.
Their cards are like, even starting out, they're like, what I can get for a decent competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I could easily spend $100 to $125 and get a really good competitive deck.
Yeah.
With Arcana, I'm lucky to get 2 booster boxes for that price. Their boxes and their cards are like so expensive. Like their
Yeah.
starter decks are easily $30. And also
But
I
people
looked,
are willing to buy it.
yeah, and um so they actually just had their first championship series week before last. And surprisingly, their winner was a previous Yu-Gi-Oh champion.
Does not surprise me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to take notice with not only just the frustration from the previous news with the whole playmats and stuff. I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are going to, in a way, protest in a sense of like leaving the Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments and
Mhm.
going on to different tournaments, knowing that they can get more better benefits and money and actual cash prize money on other tournaments because of Yu-Gi-Oh
Yeah.
standards.
I don't know if Lacana has an actual cash prize pool. I don't know. Maybe it's just all product, but their products are worth the freaking money.
Yeah.
Now, there is a playmat, the Cinderella playmat, and the artwork looks really cool. It's Cinderella
Mhm.
in a knight's outfit. It's really, really cool looking. It is actually not only can you get it by winning or a part of the main event, you can
Right.
actually win it also as one of the side events. You know what this playmat is going for on eBay?
What's it going for?
$6,000 and up.
That really does not surprise me at all. The amount of money that's being thrown on just for a playmat, especially because it's alternate art of said princess. Like
Yeah,
it's like
amazing
it's
playmat.
exclusive.
I
It's
recommend looking at it.
exclusivity. That's what it is. Exclusivity. That's why people are killing to spend that much money and also upselling it as well. So
Yeah. So, and it really sucks. Like, I've looked at some of the comments that um, people have been saying over on X, now used to be Twitter, about that these people are like, all these champions and other people are like, okay, we're gonna go to a different tournament just because they have better prizes. The problem is they don't like the gameplay mechanics of the other card games. They like the Yu-Gi-Oh format the way it is. It's just the prize pool does not match. And people are saying like, okay, if you don't want to do cash prizing, fine, be that. But give us something like airfare vouchers, like for $250, so they could go to the next tournament, because it does cost a lot of money for airfare. So getting like a $250, $350 airfare ticket to go to the next event for a YCS makes sense. Hotel vouchers, food vouchers, something like that. Yeah, if they have, like, don't get me wrong, Konami, their cash grab is Yu-Gi-Oh. That is their number one thing. That turned their $8 billion company into a $20 billion company. That's how well Yu-Gi-Oh is doing. Yu-Gi-Oh is considered the number one trading card game out there. But the pricing is at least the YCS, I don't know about the qualifiers or worlds. I know those, since those are higher tournaments, those are going to have less people because of the point system that you get when you go through YCSs.
And just I think the elimination bracket too as well. What do you feel like if it was up to you to, let's say you were participating, what would you feel like as a player? What prize would you want? Like, let's say you won it. Like, what would be your standard of like, this is a decent prize that's not gonna actually like go like crazy, but like something that's worth for someone who is going to play this professionally, worth the reward for playing and investing money, not on just tournament, but also in the hobby in itself.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so like that's actually a really good point to bring up. Like, okay, if I won the next YCS tournament, honestly, not counting the trophy, and obviously you get a prize card because every card game has like a special prize card.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would not want a Nintendo Switch. That system is almost 10 years old now. I don't know why.
And they're
giving
making
out
a new
Nintendo
version
Switch.
of it, so I mean,
Yeah, I
So-
don't know why they're giving out a Nintendo Switch. Some of the pricing is actually the current booster box, the current booster set out. The thing is, there's vendors that have that set, and you're bringing boxes anyway because as an entry, you get, I think it's like 10 packs from the
Mhm.
newest set. Honestly, what I think would be a really cool idea is get a little sneak peek into the next set or the next two sets, and you get a booster box from both those sets,
right.
or half a box. I'd be okay
Or-
with that too.
Or I feel like, let's say they have figures, so might as well put in an exclusive figure for someone.
Oh yeah, because their figures are really expensive. I wish I had a
So-
couple of them.
I mean, I think that's a no-brainer for me. Like, let's say, like, imagine having I don't know, like a Kaiba figure with like him holding the cards with his dual disc, and then like obviously it's probably already there, but like they probably already like made it happen. But like also having his 3 blue eyes white dragons, and that was like your one of the
Oh yeah,
prizes.
like one of the big huge ones that you see a lot of your local comic book stores.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I would have one of those right here. Right there. That's where it would go because it's fucking huge. Yeah.
I feel like they should do that for not just for the main original Yu-Gi-Oh series. I think they should do that for just the new stuff as well. Like
Mhm.
make statues for the monsters themselves and like dedicate that pool of like giving it to the winners, but also not only business wise, because I'm also thinking about it strategically as a business owner. Not only will you get more people to want to play more of the tournament, but also I'm assuming you could probably make it an exclusive thing. Like obviously they'll have, you don't want to gate too much of it in a sense of like the figure. I feel like there should be a figure that's already out, which is probably already is me talking about it, but make it altered, like alter it just a little bit to the point to where it makes it unique exactly for the reason why you are actually winning the tournament,
Yeah, make it
and
an exclusive version of it.
that you can only get for the tournament,
Mhm.
but also not make people upset that the fact that the only way you get that figure is from playing the tournament, in the sense of like no, like give like hat replicas of just a regular statue of it.
Have the original version. Like here, okay, Dark Magician is probably like the best example of
Mhm.
this because he has technically 3 different forms. There
Right.
is the original purple Dark Magician outfit.
Mhm.
There's the Shonen Jump Konami black outfit,
Yeah,
and you have the Arcana red Dark Magician outfit.
yeah, I
would say-
totally forgot about that
I would
outfit.
say you probably have. I don't know if all 3 have figures for them, but
I
if-
think they probably do.
they probably do. But like, maybe add like, okay, if they decide to go with the purple one, it's just Dark Magician in his fighting stance. Throw like a couple other characters on there, like classic Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi-Moto cards. Like
Mhm.
not only have Dark Magician in the front, but throw like maybe Dark Magician Girl in the back, or a couple of Karibos. you
I
know?
would love them to kind of fix the issue with their whole mat situation. To no more rubber mats. And I know it's going to be expensive, but I mean they have the money to do it. So
Yeah,
Um,
like they actually lose a little bit of money when they do their tournaments. But if you can make your prizes worth going, I guarantee you going in. I've already looked at going in tournaments because there's one that happens at least every other year, about 4 or 5 hours away from me. Like,
right.
I honestly, I could say it. I'm not the skilledest player, so I don't think I'd go into the main event. But I think it'd be fun to do the side events and watch the main event,
Hmm.
just to have that YCS experience.
Yeah. And with the whole mat idea that I have is like make everybody that at least participates receive a mat that's not rubber, that's actually like a well mat, a well like
Hmm.
a little bit more expensive mats, and
Doing the
make
cloth mat.
the
That's
cloth
what
mat and
that's what I was saying before last week is people they prefer the cloth mats over the rubber mats.
make it to where every event that you go gives you a different character of said Yu-Gi-Oh franchise. You get it from just. I feel like you can fix with the rules that we were talking about last episode. That can fix everything. Just give people mats. Like
Yeah,
give people mats. Make
and
it
not only
fun for it. Like to switch up characters. Maybe have one person randomly get, I don't know, like all the dark magicians, all all of them in that mat, or get different Karibo, or get like from different some Yu-Gi-Oh GX, get from pull from everywhere.
yeah, and not just do the characters from the shows. Don't forget, there's a lot of famous archetypes out there. Like Brandon, one of my favorite. It's a dragon-based archetype. I freaking
Yep.
love the archetype.
Some of the
It's an amazing archetype. It has an amazing story, and it's an amazing deck.
some of the spells and trap cards, I would love to see them in a mat. There probably
Mhm.
are, but not as
I
probably
agree.
probably a lot more detailed if they actually put the money into it.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
and going to a YCS, like I said, I looked into going a couple years back. The entry fee is only $20. Okay,
that's not
which
that bad.
it's
That's
not a
really
bad
isn't.
deal. It's not a bad deal. It's just like I would be if they upped their ante and did a better prize pool, getting a cloth mat, getting not only the trophy, the alternate card, the prize card, a booster box from the next set, not the current
Right.
set, an airplane voucher for the next tournament. And obviously, yes, you get the invite and the VIP status going along with that. And if you want to do the premium bag, because I know I saw a video a while back where like the premium bag has like a bunch of little stuff in it, pins, smaller mats, a few sleeves, maybe a few booster packs here and there,
Mhm.
and some pins. I'm okay with that. I think that's really cool. But if you add some of that other stuff to it, I'd spend 40-50 bucks to go into a tournament.
Mhm.
And
And
I think that's definitely where they need it hit. Like if you want to boost your pricing, yeah, you would have to boost the entry fee for it. But I guarantee you, once they see, oh, we're gonna get the next booster set coming out, we're gonna get a really nice cloth playmat.
Mhm.
They're giving us an air voucher for the next tournament, along with the invite. I guarantee you, people would probably spend 50-60 bucks to enter the tournament.
Mhm. And if they, like I said, if they do decide to put figures up for like as a prize pool, I think that would make a lot more people like willing to even like, obviously they take it serious as it is, but like I feel like it'll
Mhm.
get more people who never took it serious to take it serious.
Yeah. Granted, the like I said, Indianapolis YCS was last week.
Mhm.
There, it wasn't a small tournament. There was almost 2,000 players there.
Yeah.
So that's still a good amount of people, but still not great on pricing. I'm thinking if they still want to keep to what Takahashi wanted and keep it as a non-cash pricing, up the ante on the pricing.
Right.
I think that's where it definitely needs to go. And you'll probably have tournaments going for almost 3,000 players.
Yep. My final thoughts on this is I think you just need to evaluate everything that's happening with the whole playmat situation and actually listening to at least their consumers and their players when it comes to the tournaments, because if they don't, and obviously like the whole mat stuff, I don't think that's going to be too much of a big hit, because there's going to be people like, I'm like, fine, I can deal with, getting a new mat or whatever. And then there's going to be a bigger majority that are probably going to say, no, I'm not going to waste money on an expensive mat that I paid a lot of money on for my other mat, whether that be loot or not, and I think all these ideas that we brought up, I think they just need to reevaluate and like actually consider, because if not, they're gonna lose a lot of people playing in the tournament.
Yeah, and come on, Yu-Gi-Oh, like I said before, is Konami's #1 game. Where you gonna throw your money at? Castlevania? Any of the other games that like people are not impressed with?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, like.
Or what will happen, and this is a theory, someone's going to invent another card game, whether that be similar to Magic or whatever, or Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Arcana, or whatever. It's gonna get popular, and then it's gonna dethrone Yu-Gi-Oh, is what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Like, I love the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. I've loved it since fucking day one. I've loved the anime since day one. I've invested into this game.
Yeah.
But I still haven't gone to a YCS tournament, and because of other reasons. But if I wanted to go nowadays, I wouldn't go just because of the prize pool. It's not the greatest.
Yeah.
Like, I would still want to go to like have the experience, but I wouldn't go for the main event. I would go to their side events, which has a little bit better pricing. Yeah, the cards might not be the top ones like you would get through winning the main event that are worth $400 or $500 cards. They'll probably be max like maybe 200, but
right,
it would still be the experience I'd want.
Exactly. And with that set a note, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Sorry if it was a little bit short. We tried to kind of actually fill in a lot of information, especially just to bring up the whole tournament with, tournament prize pool with Yu-Gi-Oh. So we're going to try to keep doing that. If you enjoyed us talking about any of the topics, including coming back to Yu-Gi-Oh, with the whole playmats and last episode, and then now we got another additional news.
Let us know what you guys think about the tournament's pricing and what you guys would like as prizes for winning a Yu-Gi-Oh YCS tournament.
Exactly. And I have been DimondAssassin, aka Lewis, your co-host of the Snodacast, and joined also by DJ Lionheart.
May the heart of cards guide you, and always stay nerdy.
And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, everybody.